All right, in this video, I'm going to do some live deal hunting and I'm going to find a rental property that we can purchase. A lot of people don't think this is possible, but I'm going to show you that it's possible in this video. We're looking for a house we can purchase for $100,000 or less that rents out for $1,500 a month or more. And these are Section 8 rentals. So they have Section 8 tenants, which means you have the government paying a large portion, if not all, of the rent of the tenant. It's kind of like food stamps for housing. So we're going to find a property here, and I'm going to show you a high-level overview in the next 10 to 15 minutes of finding the deal and running an analysis to see if it works out and if we should move forward with this deal. Now, there's a lot more that goes into this, so this is more of like a high-level overview so you can see how it works and so that you can start searching for these properties yourself. Now, what I have here is we're on Redfin, but you can do this on Zillow, on Realtor.com, any of those big sites where you can search for property. And what you can enter here is either a state, a county, or a city. So we have a county in here now. This is one of the counties that I invest pretty heavily in Cuyahoga County. This is in Ohio. And so from there, I'm also going to filter down based on what I'm looking for. So this is going to depend on what I'm looking for at the time or what the client. I work with clients. I help them with getting property as well and acquiring these rentals and getting them filled. For this particular video, we're going to do a house and we're going to do a price point of, let's do $100,000. And then you can also specify beds and baths. So actually, let's just do that. Let's just do 3. I don't always like to do this because if the square footage and the layout of the house works out, we can sometimes increase it from a 1 or 2 bedroom to a 3 or 4 bedroom. I've done that on some of my properties and we're able to drastically increase the rent because of that. So for now, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do 3 or more bedrooms. 3 is like the sweet spot, 3 to 5. So if I can find something in there, that's good. And now you can see we have 197 homes. I think we started off with like 2,600 or so. And now I'm going to sort by, you could do recommended. It gives you some good ideas, but you can also sort by, I'm going to open this one because it looks pretty decent. And I'm going to do by high to low. You could also do low to high if you want, but I like to start at the top and then work my way down through the list. Now, really important thing I must mention here. If you are doing this remotely, which I'm doing it remotely, I don't live in Ohio or anywhere near this. I'm on the West Coast right now. I've never seen my properties. I've never visited. If you're doing this, you want to work with somebody in the area that knows the area very well. That could be an agent. That could be an investor like me who has a portfolio of properties in the area. But you really want to make sure that you don't just go willy-nilly and buy just a cheap property in any given zip code. And the reason why is you need to make sure the numbers work out. First of all, the cash flow. And also you don't want to buy a house in a complete war zone. So in this particular area on the map, there's an area here called East Cleveland. And I know not to touch anything over there. But if you didn't know any better, I know people who have bought 5, 10 properties there and found out the hard way that they don't want to be anywhere near East Cleveland. So you want to make sure that you know the area or you're working with someone who does. And even within the zip codes, there are certain streets within the zip codes, like this, for example, 44128. I have multiple properties here. And for the most part, it's good, but there are some streets and certain blocks and areas within this zip code that you don't want to be in, okay? So yeah, just bottom line, work with someone who knows the area. So I'm going to look through these pictures. I'm mainly looking to see how much work is done or how much work is needed to be done. I also have an AI prompt where I can put in pictures and I can put in the listing and it gives me an estimated rehab budget. I will also, if myself or a client, we help clients find and acquire these properties as well remotely. But if I have a property that I myself am really interested in or a client is, my contractor will go out and walk it and give a breakdown of what he thinks the rehab is going to cost if it needs any kind of rehab or renovations. So I have a tool that will give us a high level overview of what it thinks it is based on the pictures and the listing. But I'm mainly looking, now I have a better idea of how much it's going to cost based on the pictures, but I'm looking to see how much it's going to need. So this one to me looks like, I can't tell for sure, but just off of these pictures, I would guess somewhere in the 7.5 to 10K range, if not a little less. But let's just keep scrolling through And you could see I'm hovering over this, and it was here in East Cleveland. You wouldn't know that. So I'm just actually going to draw something around here. Let's just do this. And let's keep it in this area. So now we've narrowed our list even more. And I'm going to go through this now. And let's see if we can find something. So I want to make this even better. Let's see if we can find something even cheaper. Let's sort by low to high. So you can see it goes down to like 30, 40,000. And I've bought 40,000 houses before. Some of them don't look too bad. Like this one actually looks decent. I don't know the inside. This could be potentially a good one here. I bought a property recently for 43K, 21K rehab. It appraised at 90K and it cash flows very nicely, about $1,470 a month in rent. So it works out very nice for a Section 8 rental. This one's a little beat up though. So I'm going to keep going through this. Let's see if we can find something that catches my eye based on what I know about the zip codes and the condition. 44127, I have properties here. This one doesn't look too bad. Looks kind of like a crappy flip job. Let's keep going through. Let's see, 44105. This one's not too bad. Yeah, I might take a look at this one. Doesn't look too bad. Or maybe this. Let's see. Attic looks kind of beat up. But we're going to open this here. Let's go a little more. 70,000. Ooh, that one's pretty bad. What I'm looking for as well on the rehab is, and again, I have experience with this, so I kind of know how long these things take, but I don't want something that's going to take longer than like 2 months of rehab now, and more than like $30,000 in work. That's just my personal preference. There are some people I know that love those types of houses that require a lot of work and they can do like a BRRRR deal out of it. I still like to do BRRRR deals, but I like to do them a bit quicker because I've had experiences with flips that go way too long and way over budget. So let's keep going for a little bit more here. Let's see if we can find something else. So we got a lot of 44105s. This is another one of those zip codes where it could be very good or very, very bad. Let's just open this one up. Doesn't look too bad. So let's keep going. This one looks pretty good as well, but no interior pictures, so we'll leave that off. Now, if I see something like this where it could potentially be good, I send it over to my agent and he will go and do more research and see if he can pull more pictures and details about the property. So there is quite a bit where you'll see like this. There's only going to be pictures of the outside, so you can't really tell. So I'll send that over to my agent if the numbers look good, and he will do a deeper dive on it. And where's another one? Let's just work with that. Okay, we have 3 popped up here. So we have 44105. We have, I think these are all 44105. Okay, let's just go with, let me see. Now, keep in mind again, if I was really going deep into this, I'd spend a bit more time looking at the area, making sure it's not on any of those streets that are off limits. But I'm going to assume that we already did that. Let's read the listing. There's no listing here. Let's check this one here. Union Miles. Okay. This area can be hit or miss. And then I'm going to look at this. Days on market. So this is something I look at as well. 90 days. This could mean a few things. It could just mean like the house is, it has something wrong with it, or maybe it's in a less than desirable area. It could just be like the market's slow. Like right now, the market is pretty slow. So we're seeing these sit on market for a lot longer. The upside for you as a buyer or as an investor is if it's like 30 to 60 days or more on market, you can get more off the purchase price and more incentives. So I could probably get this down to like $55,000, $60,000 if I were to guess, something in that range. So I could knock quite a bit off the purchase price for this long on market. Now, what I would do from here, okay, again, I would look more deeper into the neighborhood and what the streets look like and what the other houses look like on the street view in Google. But in a matter of a few minutes, I was able to go to the county. I was able to find something for $100,000 or less. And now what we're going to do is we want to look at the county site, and you can also look at HUD.gov, which will have the breakdown of Section 8 rents based on the zip code. And so we could see here, this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath in 44105. So I'm going to go to the county website here, and you could see this is the rent breakdown. And the great thing about Section 8 rent is the U.S. government it's guaranteed rent from the U.S. government where they pay a portion, if not all the rent for the tenant, and we can see the maximum amount that they'll pay out based on the zip code and the bedroom count. So they don't look at as much at like cosmetics, and you still want to make sure the house is safe and looks decent, but they are more looking and paying out based on the bedroom count and the zip code. So what we can do here is we select the zip code. So we see 44105. And what do we see here? We have a 3-bedroom for $1,468 a month. So that means if we find something in 44105, they don't always pay 100% of it, but in many cases they do. I have a lot of properties in this zip in 44105 in various different areas that are actually paying higher than this for a 3-bedroom. So, I mean, in some cases I probably got lucky based on the timing, but you could see they're going to pay around $1,468 for a 3-bedroom in this zip code. Now, what we can do from there is once we've established that the numbers make sense, and a lot of people use like the 1% rule where the rent is 1% of the purchase price, which in this case, it's far above that. Now we can run more of a breakdown, and I have like an AI prompt that I use. I'm not going to share it because this is something I use internally, but I just want to show you how I kind of run the numbers. And you could do this in a spreadsheet. You could build your own calculator like I did in ChatGPT or whatever AI tool that you want. But we're going to go over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to take the address here, and I'm going to pop it in. And then I'm going to take the listing, any of these details here. I'm going to copy it as well. And paste it in. And we click enter. And then from here, it's going to ask a few questions. So to ask like, what's the address? What's the purchase price? I'm going to, listing shows. No. This is wrong. I don't know where it's pulling that from. 9,500K. Okay, so it is the right address, but let's just do purchase price. I'm going to do 65K, or let's just do 70K. It's listed at 75, but it's 90 days on market. Let's be conservative, and let's say we get it down to 70K. Although I'm almost positive we can get more off. Rehab budget. Based on this, let's just use 12,500. Okay, could be less. Based on these pictures, I would say it's probably less because it doesn't look like it's too bad, although maybe it's got a shot roof and maybe the outside's terrible, but I can't really tell. It's a bit blurry. So we're going to go back here, projected Section 8 rent. We're going to go $1,468 a month. So now we're going to do down payment. Let's just do 20% down. 7% interest rate. Let's be conservative here, although rates are dropping right now as I film this. And let's just do the 30-year. And okay, perfect. Let's lock that in. So now it's going to break down for me down payment, the loan amount, the terms, property taxes. I'm going to say pull it from the county. Now it's adding in property taxes. And then, yeah, let's just go back here. What does it say on the listing? 81 a month, okay. 81 a month for taxes. And let's just do $950 a year insurance. So it's breaking those numbers down. So now you can see purchase price, rehab budget, down payment, loan amount, projected Section 8 rent, taxes, insurance, property management. Okay, let's just say, yes, keep those. So this is saying if we're going to have it managed by a third-party company. I have a property management company that manages half of my portfolio, and they charge 10% of rents. So if we have $1,468 a month, then $147. Maintenance reserve is just for anything that we just have a reserve for any repairs that we might need over the year. Typically, I do around this 10% of whatever the rent is. So now we have a breakdown of pre-refi. So this just means like I like to do BRRRR deals, Section 8 BRRRR deals, where I'll buy a property that's a fixer-upper, I'll do a rehab, we'll increase the value of the home after we place a tenant, a Section 8 tenant that has really good cash flow. And I had a deal that was 43K, we put 21K into it, so 64K all in. And then we got it appraised at 90K. We were able to pull 67.5K out, and I was able to pay back myself because I bought it in cash, and I have no money left in the deal. So it's infinite ROI. So in this case, you could see before we do a refi, if we just have 20% in the deal, where's our cash in the deal? So we have the down payment plus a bit in closing costs. So let's just say we have around 17,000. Oh, we have the rehab as well in here. So let's just see what we can do here. We have the monthly financials pre-refi. Okay. So let's just do an ARV. I had one in this zip code appraised at around 105K. So let's run this first and see what happens. So you could see check recent comps. And now it's running the numbers if we did a BRRRR deal on this one. Okay. If we did a BRRRR, we would have 3750 left in the deal, and then we would have where is it? Net cash flow after the refi, 487 a month. So our cash flow drops from 638 to 487 a month, but we pull out 22,750 through the refinance, and we're able to pay ourselves off from the 26.5K that we went into the deal for down payment and rehab. And we only have 3750 or so left in the deal. So we get a lot of our cash back, and we're still cash flowing 487 a month. Okay. So you can see the deal rating on this is pretty strong, 9.5 out of 10. What's cash on cash return on this? So I like to be 25% or higher, but this is going to be a lot higher. So you could see cash on cash return. If we only have 3750 left, 28.9%. In the first version, if we leave our money in the deal, so we're cash flowing more. If we pull our money out, then we cash flow less, but we're in pretty good shape. So we paid off basically in less than a year. So this was me finding. I'm going to do more of these deal finding videos. If you like this, let me know in the comments. And if you'd like us to help you, we already have a team and a process in Ohio. I have a portfolio in Ohio. Our team specializes in Section 8 rentals. We will help you find the deal and acquire the deal. Everything that you need, like a lender, contractor, I have a really good contractor, property management. You work directly with me and my team to close on a property until you're getting properties like this and building your portfolio, your real estate portfolio. And you can do this 100% remote. I've never seen my properties in person. And just as you saw right now in the 10 to 15 minutes, however long this video is, we were able to find a really good cash flowing deal here. So if you'd like us to find these deals and help you build your portfolio of deals just like this for yourself, and these would be all under your name, we just help you as a service to find these deals and close on it and find a tenant, place a tenant that is paying really good rents, then there's going to be a link in the description. Go to that page, book a call, you'll talk directly with me, and we can get you set up on building your real estate portfolio. Okay, but I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more live deal breakdowns in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.